human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be upon you or with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter even whether you like me or my YouTube videos, whether you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter whether you give me positive comments or whether you threaten me or give me negative comments. I still greet all of you all with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be Wednesday, May the 13th, 2020. 2020, the vision. Time for change. It's some of us want to change. It's some of us that wants to try to uplift fallen humanity. Try to look out for the ones that they call the little people. The time being about 5:35 p.m. When I say 2020, I'm always talking about a change. You know, January of 2019, when it was a special election for sheriff here in Charleston, Missouri, in the county of Mississippi County. I was voting for someone that's in office now to take the place of another sheriff to finish out his term. And I voted for him because what he said he stood for. He said he stood against racism, any form of racism. I took his word for it. That was January of 2019. But in February of 2019, I was invited to his church, which is predominantly, if not 99.99% white, here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Me and my two daughters attended a few times. And they asked me, can my two daughters go to one of the programs that they had for the children in the evening time, on Sundays and then another day. And I told them, okay. The first day my children and them went, they was filling the place. They was the only two black females there. I think it was one female that might have been mixed with black and white. I believe it was two black guys there, maybe three. But then the second time they went, they experienced what they told me, what they told their child psychologists, and what they told others. They experienced what they call racism. And they child psychologists, me and the other people that they told, we agreed 100%. That's what they experienced. Anytime you playing the game tag and you partners, then when you have new people come in, instead of having the two new people, which happen to be my two daughters, sisters, instead of having them being partners, you would think one of them would have partnered up, each one of them would have partnered up with one of my daughters. But it didn't happen. But anyway, when they was partnered up together, my two daughters, and then when they was tagged, the other individuals supposed to grab arms and hands with them. The other individuals happened to be white. And when it was time for them to hold arms with them, they didn't. They ran off. That showed my daughters and them a sign that they didn't want to be in that group with them. I told the sheriff, that's the sheriff right now, who I voted for the special election, and I promoted him to be voted by people that looked to what I said that I thought would be the right person. But when I told him about it, he said I didn't know nothing about it. That was February of last year. Hey, now how you doing, brother? That was February of last year. This is May of 2020. In March of 2020, he happened to come over there, close where you see that fire hydrant there. He stopped right there in one of his trucks when I was talking to one of my neighbors about right here. And when he stopped there, he asked my daughters who were standing in my driveway, your dad don't talk to me no more? And when my daughters and them told me, I turned around and asked him, what's up? And then he asked me how I'm doing, and I told him I'm blessed by the best. And I kept going. You know why I kept going back in my driveway? Because in February, I told you the experience that my two daughters had in your church, that you and your wife invited us to. We didn't ask to come, y'all invited us to it. But then, here it is, you didn't even address it. Apparently, it wasn't an issue to you because you didn't get me and my two daughters and go to the church, to the teachers, and to the other individuals in the church and sit down and see why these white churches treated my two daughters, who happen to be black, Puerto Rican, and Dominican, why they treated them like that. But that wasn't no problem to you. Make sure you focus over here so this truck won't get in this. You hear me? Anyway, that wasn't the only incident. In January, when I was voting for this guy, he had his two thugs that the NAACP present administration promote as individuals that God called to lead the black community. But yet, these two individuals don't even communicate with each other no more. They're in a conflict. You see what I'm saying? The rest of the population know the community, God ain't called them to lead nothing because they know what they do in this black neighborhood. They ain't gonna take it to the white neighborhood, and they ain't gonna take it to the courthouse. But when these individual thugs was out here harassing me, disturbing my peace, and I told the sheriff about it, you know what the sheriff did? He sent the present NAACP president and two other blacks here in Charleston, Missouri, to go and tell them guys to stop using his name. He didn't care about what he was doing to me and my family. So that showed me what he told me he was about, he wasn't about. Recently, I done seen his captain stopping people right in front of my house. What was they at when these shootings be happening? Where's they at when my children's trying to play out in the streets and cars is racing down here 40 and 50 miles an hour? You see, some people say, well, you complain about that. Yeah, I'm complaining about it. Let me go by your house and put your kids in the streets and let me go down the streets 60 or 70 miles an hour. Let me get in front of your house with an AK-47, your children's out there playing, or your parents out there, and let me get the firing at somebody that I can't hit. But you see, a lot of people know what I'm saying, and a lot of people is in agreement. Some don't speak up, but it's just a look, handful. I seen the black new pickup truck ride past here about 3-something with Brent Farrow on the side. Ain't nothing wrong with that. NAACP president here in Charleston, Missouri. An individual that was convicted of voter fraud in 1997. He worked for Susanna Wesley for 20 years, 2007 and to 2017. No, yeah, 2017. But let me tell you this here. 1997 that was to 2017. But let me tell you this here. He was able to help them build up the old G&H. Now he got his own thing. They knew what he was doing in the black community, giving blacks $1 or a bag of candy or a cigar or a 40-ounce, a 40-ounce can of Old English beer. Any one of the four, which equivalent to $1, to vote for who he wanted to vote for. If he was doing it then, when he got that thing on his truck now, we know he can't vote. We know what he doing, because he in the black neighborhood. Why you live in the white neighborhood, why you ain't riding around in that new black truck in the white neighborhood saying vote for Ben Farrow? You see what I'm saying? This is who I'm voting for right here. And I see a lot of other blacks that voted for Ben Farrow before. That's who they voting for, Keith Moore. You see, most of the NAACP former leadership is voting for Keith Moore. If you look on the signs going up and down Vine Street with the people that's not a part of the present NAACP leadership and these people with these government grant funds, you will see who they voting for, Keith Moore, because they won't change. You see what I'm saying? Keith Moore came here and told me it will be a change. We will get protection here in the black neighborhood. But you know, the biggest protection that you need in the black neighborhood is blacks. See, some people here in town, not all the people, but some people, they want to be on the tough side, macho. You see what I'm saying? They want to, you know, gain up and tell you, move up out of here. Get up out of here, or what I'm going to do to you and all this here. But yet they won't go in the white neighborhood and say nothing to them people. Then when they in the courthouse, it's all about, yes sir, them pants ain't sagging behind, they all the way up. They saying yes sir, no sir. You see what I'm saying? They ain't going to speed up and down the streets in the white folks' neighborhood or by their own house. You see what I'm saying? But yet, because I'm not from Charleston, Missouri, and Vine Street, they call the hood, but me and my children and some of my neighbors, we call it Vine Street. You can't go downtown and tell the people I'm paying my water bill for the hood. They won't ask you where it's at. You can't go in the courtroom and tell the people I live in the hood. You see what I'm saying? They're going to ask you where it's at. Some of these leaders in the NAACP and some of these groups, I done seen it for myself. They teach the kids when they load them up on the bus. Everybody from the back projects, get over here. The back projects is Lincoln, Ada, Carver, Iron Banks. That's what they tell the kids. They program our children to say the back projects. Everybody from the Ville, Locust, Commercial, and the places over there. Everybody from the hood. Vine, Gale, Warren, teach the kids the right thing. But people, places, and things would change a lot. All you got to do is look at all these people that's voting now for Brent Farrow. You're going to see farmers, and you're going to see these blacks that's been in power for decades and decades. All of them started with Susanna Wesley. Now Susanna Wesley don't want them no more. Now they at the C.F. Bowen Center, doing the same thing Susanna Wesley did. Same thing when they brought us over here in 1619. They brought us here on the Mayflower. And I'm not saying this in a racist manner, but it is racism in a way, and it's blacks that's being slave masters that's been appointed by the people that's govern this town. It can change. But in the black neighborhood, the blacks gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to let these people, when you vote them in, make them do their job. Peace be still.